an existential threat, Peter says, is one world government to make us all ride bicycles. But anyways, a spokesman for a government said that tariffs are enacting the golden rule, comma, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, period. Nobody called her on the fact that it was the Hammurabi Natufu code of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth means of justice, period. Are we going to start misquoting and misapplying the golden rule now? Question mark. Yes, I wish everyone would put high tariffs on me, so I'm going to do it to you as a means to love you. Because it would be, you have this level playing field, and you'd have this market, and it would be a way to. How do you spell the tofu? All these things would sort of be. Manly, what are you doing? But then as oh my God! Really? Do you need that kind of attention right now? Eat your food. Everything else you could think of, and that's not in the econ. Their poop still wasn't perfect, so I'm worried that. The trade always comes with. And while I'm sleeping, 5 different poops, 5 different boxes, while I'm sleeping. So you could have stepped all in it. Could have been licking her feet the whole time. Millie, are you all right? Why are you hiding now? Because she doesn't want up. Do you want up?
About the future of the United States, or are you one of those people who looks at it now and sees us that we're in a period of steady decline? I always dislike the the frames of
I can't believe
extreme optimism.
That's not at the top of the news.
Because
that is the funniest
my question about the future, the
statement.
Should disagree with the whole premise of your question is, it's not like the future is
the golden rule.
Written
is
somewhere, and it is
the Hammurabi code, eye for an eye, hand for a hand. Chop mine off, I'm chopping yours off. Because that's what I would want. Prepare the damage. Fuck. That is also 500 BCE. It was, this is a bowl of rotten, mealy, wormy food. In other words, it's spiritual food that's bullshit. It's disgusting. Makes you barf. So, let's see though specifically what we're talking about here. With the changing lines.
And laziness in practice. And so, probably a healthier attitude is moderate optimism.
I should put that in quotes.
Where, at the margins, a lot can be done. So with that,
probably take a picture of it. Yeah, let's put that in quotes because I didn't say it.
There are all sorts of places where one can have very serious concerns about the United States. The deficits are out of control. There's sort of all sorts of things that seem to be on a deeply unsustainable trajectory.
Women or men in sheep's clothing.
Very paradoxical.
What can I say?
About it is that maybe we have
and men are monkeys.
Or maybe even decline.
And hairless fur, something like that.
Sense, there's just this felt outperformance, and I've started to wonder whether the absolute crisis and the relative outperformance are somehow very deeply linked.
Ugly bags are mostly bullshit.
Someone who is somewhat pessimistic lists all these.
Sorry, I'm being negative, but it does say repair the damage, so you're not disagreeing. Something's rotten in the state of Denmark. Sloppiness. There's some neglect going on
maybe
here.
it's yeah, there are these problems in the U.S. and it's coupled with the sense that there are
You'll eventually
there
be
really,
praised
no other places that are doing
if you
better at all,
reform
or that
your
reforms are maybe even more acute.
misinformation.
The demographic crisis is more acute in Europe, or the sort of tech
Before we
stack
were
is
too
more
weak,
felt. We at least still have the tech piece.
but
You know,
now is the
the
time
computer piece is still working in the United States.
to cut
So Peter,
out the rot with the
what are the things
surgeon's
that
knife,
you would change about this country
drain the new
in order
swamp.
to make it more effective, work better, and
I mean, I'm just saying, don't lie. I don't, nothing against tariffs. I think they're going to work. I think people, just like you threatened them and they work, just a threat. They're going to drop theirs and everything's going to be fairer. But you cannot misquote. I mean, I don't think it. Lying is cover up of some misdeed by definition. Unless you're lying
are still broadly
to the Nazis.
in terms of what one should do, and so
That's okay.
I think
You can lie to a Nazi.
a lot that,
No, I'm Aryan. Don't worry about it. I'm Aryan.
less severely regulated economy.
I'm wearing my brown-eyed
The zoning laws here in Los Angeles.
contact lenses right now.
We have all these skyscrapers.
So is my kid, so leave her alone. Fucking assholes.
That tells you.
Sorry.
Tells you something about.
I was possessed for a minute.
Bad